right. All right. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Chiefs Chat with the Guys. So, yeah, it's been a little bit since we've been on. We had a lot of scheduling difficulties because of holidays and everything going on. And so we are back once again. So, what is happening, my man Chad?
Well, it's playoff time. I'm excited.
Oh,
We clinched the AFC West, as everybody knows by now, and we did it by beating the Bengals and knocking them out of the playoffs, knocking the Broncos out of the playoffs. That's pretty sweet. So, by a lot of field goals, but in the process of that, I felt like in that game, there's moving the ball down the field. They're moving the ball good. It's just the red zone they need to work on a little
yeah.
bit. And there's
Oh,
two big down vertical passes down the field,
yeah.
big plays down the field. And that's what they need to do more of.
Yeah.
And if these receivers just catch the ball, man.
And it's also like we said, they also need to need to get back to the running game more. I mean, they're just not running the ball um, like they should. I
Yeah,
mean, definitely should have a lot more of, getting that ball, just even if it's just a few short runs, that'll help a lot more. They'll break up all the pass coverage more. And
yeah. Well, Pacheco ran good in the Bengals game. Had a
yeah,
really good game. I
yeah,
just, Bengals fans are like, man, you only be a space field goal kicker. You're right. It's all it took. But here's the thing. Technically, we should have scored two more touchdowns when
yeah,
blowing you out by double digits. So you're lucky we didn't do that. Your number one Jar Jar Binks, I mean, Jamar Chase, didn't do anything. I'm glad because he just keeps talking. He even talks after he loses. He's amazing. He's like a robot. Me, me, me.
yeah,
Jar Jar Binks from Star Wars, man.
yeah,
No Chiefs fan likes that guy. He just won't shut his mouth. That's why the whole defense wants to whip his ass. I don't blame him. Um,
yeah. I just saw on Facebook he made another comment. Um, they said, "Who's going to the Super Bowl?" He said, "Anybody but the Chiefs." I mean, what is with this guy?
yeah. Well, I mean, it's good that there's a rivalry, but he's going to be sitting at home.
Yeah,
I'm going to tell you who's not going to go to the playoffs, and that's the Bengals. So whatever, dude. Enjoy your time sitting on the bench. Hey, I got a question for him. You're going to win a super? Are you going to win a ring this year? No, he can't. All he can do is say no.
yeah.
So, anyway, do you have any more outtakes from the Bengals game as far as how we played and stuff?
Um, really, it's just the same old, same old. I mean, we got to get the red zone conversion or the red zone. Uh, we got to quit turning it over. We get all the way to the red zone and we can't get over that line. It seems like most of the time. We gotta get the touchdowns. We can't just depend on Butker every time. We
Right.
gotta get the touchdowns. And
Mhm.
we're it seems like 9 out of 10 times we're settling for a field goal.
Right.
And that shouldn't be happening. We need to be getting down the field into the red zone and scoring those touchdowns. I
Most
mean,
definitely.
so many of these games would have been, you know, won by just getting a touchdown instead of, a field goal. I mean, we just gotta we just gotta keep pushing and driving harder
Yeah.
to get it over the finish line.
Yeah. It's frustrating. I'm hoping there's some type of switch here because Kansas City's been known for it for the last 5 years. A switch they can throw on during the playoffs because that's the key.
Yeah,
They're capable of it. will they do it? We'll see. I think one thing that will keep them from advancing into the playoffs is the receiving core, and so we'll see on that. My final thoughts for the Bengals game is, like you can see glimpses of it.
Yeah.
And let's just hope that switch flips on. And so and now you go to the Chargers game, which was basically the only starter that really played significant time in that game was Chris Jones. And he got his incentive sack. Did he not? You see that?
Yes.
Or
the whole $1.25 million.
Yeah, and the whole team celebrated. That was pretty cool, and that was pretty neat.
That was good. I mean, I'm glad he got it. I'm still really irritated about him sitting out the first half of the season, and he's now. I think he now realizes how bad he screwed up. I really think he figured out he made a big mistake at the beginning of the season.
I think his agents did him dirty.
They did him so bad.
Yeah, I think I think he'll probably get new representation at the end of the year, hopefully.
Yeah.
But who knows if he's going to be a Chief next year? Well, I don't know.
Well, I mean, it just depends because some of the things that he's saying, it sounds like he wants to stay with the Chiefs. But on the other hand, he's wanting too much money, and I don't think the Chiefs are going to be able to afford to keep him. So I would like him to stay. But he would have to be a team player and not go for the 30 million or 33 million, whatever it was that they were trying to say that he needs to go for a year. He needs to be reasonable about it.
Right.
Especially if he wants to be on a team that's going to that's in the playoffs every season now.
Well, here's the thing. You also have Snead. He's there. In fact, we'll just have a show on just free agency here after, after the playoffs here. With Snead and Chris Jones, and if you can have both of them, great. That's what in a perfect world. Yeah, I'd want both of them, of course.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna have to figure out which one you want more. Who knows if you even be able to keep one, but we'll see. Because I know after the season they're going to be looking. They're going to wipe out the receiving core and start a new one. They'll keep Rice, but that's probably.
Well, I figure they'll keep a couple of the receivers that we've got now.
So you have all those other issues to deal with.
They're going to be changing things up big time for next year, though.
Yeah,
I think some of the receivers are going to stay. Not very many of them. What's his name that got the most drops in the league? On his name.
Number 11. I don't want to think of his name, but MBS.
Yeah.
Well,
MBS. He needs to be benched immediately. Don't even put him out on the field. He can't. I don't know if he just has a thing for microwave popcorn before a game, but that guy cannot catch a ball to save his life.
Yeah.
I mean, absolute butterfingers the entire game. Put him on the bench. Don't let him up.
Unfortunately, I think they're going to put him in there, but hopefully they'll get ready to cut him next season. So,
I mean, he drops the ball every chance he gets. I'm at this point, I'm surprised he doesn't sit down on his hands and fall off the bench. I mean, it just, it's frustrating.
Yeah. So that's what it comes down to with Chris Jones. The type of situations we're talking about here. Which one are you going to prioritize? I mean, and then we'll have fun with that show is we'll play like your GM or I'm GM. How would you do it? Which one would you pick?
Well, at this point, I don't really know. They're both great players, so I mean, I mean, I'm not involved in those type of discussions, obviously, about pay and all that stuff with the team. But I mean, it's gonna have to happen. They're gonna have to decide We got a lot of guys coming up free agent this year at the end of the season, and I'm just worried that a lot of them are going to be asking for a lot of money that the Chiefs aren't going to be able to pay, because we've got everybody. We got some high paid talent on our team, obviously.
Yeah. So that's the thing, is we'll do a show on that. And so the Chiefs have won their AFC title for 8 consecutive times, which they grabbed a number 3 seed in the playoffs here because of some bad losses. That's part of the way it goes. You can't win them all. But you know, some of those games you wish you could have had the last 3 or 4 minutes of that game left again and
Yeah.
did some things different. You would have probably been the 1 seed. But you got Baltimore, and you thought the Bills. I thought the Bills were going to crash and burn. I was hoping they would.
Yeah.
But now they got the 2 seed, and then now you got Miami coming in. What are you hearing about the weather, Bill, on that?
It's going to be cold. It's going to be snowing, icy. They're even telling people to bring cardboard to stand on so the cold doesn't go from the concrete floor, doesn't go through your feet, your shoes as much, because that cardboard will help insulate your feet, keep them warmer. They're saying this is going to be one of the coldest games in NFL history. That being said, I don't think at this point, with it being that cold, I don't think its advantage goes to anybody. Everybody is going to be miserable out there on that field. It's going to be cold. It's going to be nasty. I don't care who you are. It's going to be cold. It's going to be a wet game. These guys are going to be rolling around in that snow, and they're going to get wet. They're going to be miserable. Nobody's going to have a good time.
Yeah. Well, I know that there's Miami fans complaining they want to move the game elsewhere. All that.
They do. You can't have a Chiefs game without the opponents whining and complaining about something.
The game hasn't even started yet.
Dang. The game hasn't even. The game isn't even here yet, and they're already complaining and whining. Oh, it needs to go to a different site. It needs to go to Miami so it's warmer and the Dolphins aren't disadvantaged. Please. Everybody is going to be disadvantaged in this game.
Well, if the Chiefs lose, I'm going to blame it on the cold. You're right. We should have moved it to Miami. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then what? So they're already worried about losing. That's why they're thinking about that. They're all banged up and everything.
Yeah.
Again, to help us and help us out, and being at home does, but not the cold. Listen, in the '90s when Joe Montana was here, and they played the Pittsburgh Steelers in the playoffs. I went to that game.
Yeah.
And I set up not at the very top, but on the top level, like 5 rows up. And that was a real cold game. It was windy. I can remember it cold. I felt like my toes were going to frost off. And as it's getting closer at the end of the game, it became a tie game. We tied it up, and it went to overtime. I'm thinking, I am freezing my ass off, but I'm not going to miss this. This is Joe Montana, a historical quarterback, lead our team to a playoff win. So finally won it in overtime on a Nick Lowry field goal. And I remember I always had to defrost myself, but I don't care.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, the Pittsburgh people there didn't complain about it. They're used to playing in the cold.
Yeah. I've been to one Chiefs game. It rained the entire game. And it rained. Everybody was miserable. It was cold. It was in the 30s. I had a rainproof coat on, and I was absolutely soaked all the way through. I got done. I took my boots off and I poured water out of my boots.
Wow.
It was so nasty out. My phone was in my pocket, in my shirt pocket. It was ruined from the rain. I mean, it was absolutely miserable. But I still had the most fun being there in Chiefs Kingdom territory. I mean, that was so awesome.
Yeah,
So,
that's cool.
I mean, I've been to, high school games, college games, but, I mean, even little kids, Pee Wee League and all that. I mean, every time you go and see a game, it's a blast. But being there at the Chiefs Stadium is a whole entire different world. I
Oh yeah.
mean, I love going to see the Royals, which, I'm seriously pissed off with them talking about moving the stadium to downtown KC. I mean, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. Downtown KC is not set up at all for the traffic they've already got, especially when they've got stuff going on there at the amphitheater. Um, what is it? I guess it's now the T-Mobile.
Talking about in Bonner Springs.
No, in downtown KC by Power and Light District.
That must
They've
have
got the
built that after
T-Mobile
I left.
Center there.
Yeah, they must have built that after I left. So
Yeah, it's newer. I mean, it's been there for a bit, but it's still newer. You get stuff, especially on the weekend when Power and Light District is going and everybody's down there drinking and partying. You cannot find parking anywhere downtown. You can't get anywhere because you got gridlock. So if the Royals get a stadium downtown, that's going to make it impossible to be downtown when there's a game, when there's Power and Light District on the weekend, when if something's going on at the T-Mobile Center, it's going to be an absolute nightmare. I've had to go out there and work when they've had events going on at the Sprint Center, or I'm sorry, the T-Mobile Center used to be Sprint, I believe, but now, I mean, you'd go there and we'd have to drive around the block multiple times just to find a parking spot. There were times we just have to just park somewhere and just say, screw it, and go do what we had to do and then go back to the cars and hope we get back in time before they got towed off. It was ridiculous.
right.
And then if you do find parking in any of these parking lots, it's, $25-$30 to park.
Yeah.
So
It's congested down there, that's for sure.
yeah,
They didn't make it for like Chicago where they had a monorail system or Philadelphia where they have
yeah.
it's all
Well,
you better have a car.
now
So
they also have that light rail crap downtown KC also. That was stupid. I mean, all that's doing is causing more congestion and people crashing into each other. Trains and cars are hitting each other all the time.
wow.
So that was just what an absolute waste of money.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't expect the streets that were designed back in the 20s, 100 years ago, to be able to handle the traffic of today. It's not feasible. It just won't work. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if the Royals do put a stadium downtown, I'm never going to a game. You can give me tickets and I won't go.
Right.
I won't put up with that crap. So,
Yeah.
but anyway,
Well,
we'll get back on track here.
back on track.
So
So
yeah,
yeah, the weather and all that. So the Dolphins coming to town as a 6th seed. They lost to the Bills. I'm so sick of them losing the Bills. I wish they would have won so we could have played Pittsburgh. That's
yeah,
okay. Well, Tyreek comes to town. Um, they're banged up,
yeah.
but you can't overlook that. You got to play them like they're full strength.
Oh yeah,
Otherwise, you're going to lose. The injury report here that I have is Juan Morris was our backup tackle. He's been playing left tackle. He's been playing that for weeks, and he got
Yep.
a concussion. He's ruled out.
Yeah, Donovan Smith is going to take over his spot.
Right, right.
Yep.
And Justin Ross is questionable.
Yep.
He only gets like 3 or 4 passes a game. I would give him more. I'd give him more. I'd give him more touches and get rid of MVS.
Absolutely.
Let's see here. Darius Toney questionable. You know, this guy misses more games
Yeah.
than any. I mean, just I think you just should cut him. Worthless, man.
Yeah. I mean, he's done pretty good when he can play, but when you're injured more than you can play.
Yeah. Well, he's dropped some passes this year too.
Yeah. We know. He's dropped key passes.
He's athletic, and if he can get his hands up, keep his hands on the ball, he's good. But he's got to keep his hands on the ball.
Well, that's all I'm saying. These guys that can't catch the ball, have them be a running back. Have them run the ball.
Yeah.
Just do something. Switch things up. Make something happen.
Yeah.
I mean, if they can't catch the ball to save their life, have them run the ball. Have them do something.
Yeah. So everybody else looks good on there. I'm going to do the Miami one here.
Yeah.
Let's see. Deshaun, not that I know who all these people are. Deshaun Elliott and Javon Holland are all it has is unspecified.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. I think a couple went to the IR. Some of their offensive linemen went to the IR, so that's why they're not on here.
Yeah.
They take them off once they put them on the injury report.
Yep.
So, and some of their defensive backs are out, so they're on the IR. And they brought on Justin Houston that used to play for us. They signed him as a free agent. And then you got 3 of their defensive guys that used to play for them. Amanda Agba, Justin Houston, and Ingram. Melvin Ingram. So
yeah,
they like ex-Chief players. So
of course they do. I mean, they should.
So anyways,
at least if they're any good.
Right. If the Chiefs execute, Chiefs are just a better team if they execute. The penalties, get down on them, the turnovers, and drop passes. If you can eliminate those to a minimum, you probably win the game. So I'm going to pick the Chiefs by 10 on this game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it definitely looks, after the last couple games, it does look like they're getting, that the guys are working together better after the last 2 games. Right. So, and speaking of the last game, I was very disappointed to see Kelsey not play. I really wanted to see him get that next, 1,000-yard season. I really wanted him to get that to happen. That was really disappointing that it didn't happen, but that was his choice. I know Mahomes was really pushing him to play, but that was Kelsey's decision to stay out to be healthy. He said, "I'd rather be healthier for the next game than take a chance just to get a record." So
yeah, I think he's been banged up since the first game. Yeah, and I think he wants to. He's all about winning the playoffs. So yeah, it's kind of disappointing he didn't get that 1,000 yards. But if he can start getting touchdowns again, that'll that'll make up for it. I want to see him get some touchdowns this game. Got to get him involved somehow, some way. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. The cold will affect the game. I'm hoping Mahomes will be in a zone this game. and have it carry through the rest of the playoffs.
Yeah.
So if we win this game, do not be surprised if we play the Buffalo Bills, unless if they are upset by. I think they play Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I like to see Pittsburgh beat them, but it's like 20% to 15% that'll happen. Chance that'll happen.
Yeah.
And then I would not be shocked.
Oh yeah.
We go play the Ravens, so it's going to be. But then again, there could be some upsets, so we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah.
One game at a time.
I mean, at this point, I don't care who we play. I just want to win.
Yeah.
I mean, I just want to win. I'd love to go to the Super Bowl again. I don't know if it'll happen this year. I really don't, but I'm hopeful.
Right.
I'm really hopeful.
Here's the thing. I'll be a little disappointed if we don't go, but I know that we have a chance everywhere, or every year we have a chance to go.
Yeah.
And so if we, for some reason we lose, they need to get those receiving core tightened up.
Yeah.
And get some people that can make plays for Mahomes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, we can't get to the Super Bowl every year. I mean, that's just not going to happen. It's not feasible. I mean, every team wants to get to the Super Bowl. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm ready to see. I'm ready to see how we play against the Dolphins. I'm really excited to see the game. I want to see Tamba Hali. He's going to be there beating on that drum. I can't wait to see that. That's going to be cool.
Yeah, he's a good player.
I love it when our older players come back, beat on that drum, and it's always good to see our old favorite Chiefs players come back and visit, and I mean it's just awesome to see him.
Yeah, he's a good player. He's a good player.
Yeah. And one of the things, we don't really do a whole lot of stats on this channel, but there was a few that I saw that I thought were really cool. McDuffie, he's a lead in all cornerbacks in quarterback pressures and forced fumbles this year, out of all the entire NFL.
Right.
That's pretty dang cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
We've got Joe Thuney, highest graded pass blocking guard in the NFL with a score of 83.4. So, I mean, you got to give it to these guys. We got players that are really putting in the effort, and that just shows that the Chiefs really should have been number one, or at least the top 5 team all season long. And they've just been so hit and miss on everything. Oh,
yeah, they're off, but they haven't. All but one game they've been in every game. Like just one or two plays and they win the game.
Yeah.
That just tells me that we can compete with anybody. They just got to clean up their mess.
Yeah. Chiefs defense regular season with second fewest offensive points allowed of 271 points. Baltimore was number 1 with only 261 allowed. That's good. That's really good. I mean, when your defense can keep you that low, that's awesome.
Right.
I mean, number 2, yeah, I'll take that. That's awesome. That's good. And I don't know, I've been hearing this last couple months. Andy Reid is not going to be retiring, or at least that's what he's saying now. He's not retiring at the end of the season. He just wants to concentrate on the next game, the next week, the next month. I don't see him retiring anytime soon either. I mean, he's like he said, he's getting old, but he's nowhere near that old yet.
Yeah.
So
It's
I really don't see him leaving for at least another 5 years, at least, unless something happens to change his mind. I really don't see him going anywhere.
Yeah. It's just like Kelsey. People they're hearing he might retire, but I don't think so. We got 2 or 3 more years. You don't know
Yeah.
because at the end of the season, everything looks different.
Yeah. Well, his brother also was thinking about retiring also. And he just announced this last week that he's going to play another year. So, I mean, I that kind of surprised me. I didn't hear that he was thinking about retiring either. So, but we know with our Kelsey that he has been beat up. He's been hurt. And he said himself, he's not healing like he used to. He's no spring chicken. So he's getting sore, he's getting beat up, he's tired. But he still has the love for the game. So I really don't think he's going to retire this year, but he might. So,
Depends. I think it depends on how he's feeling and all that. So
yeah,
we'll see. We'll see what happens with that.
well, right now he the team hasn't been the greatest this season, and I think that's part of it. Everybody's feeling the pressure. Everybody's feeling down a bit. So, but I just think that if the postseason goes and they get to the Super Bowl again, win or lose, I don't think if we can get to the Super Bowl again this year, I don't think he'll retire yet. I think he'll come back for another year, try and get another ring. If we lose in the playoffs, I would think that it'd be more likely that he'd retire, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not in his shoes, so.
Yeah. Well, it'll be sad if he does, man, because he's one of my favorite players.
Oh, absolutely. I love watching him play. You know, it's just you just can't help but love the guy. I mean, it just the way he plays, the way he has fun on and off the field. He's just hilarious. He's hilarious.
Yeah.
I just and you get all them together and they get going on with all their shenanigans and having fun, and you just gotta love it. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, I'm ready for the picks.
There we go.
And so I think I know. The Chiefs have to do. Those are the 3 things, and then and everybody knows it. It's the same old song and dance all year long. The turnovers, catch the damn ball, run the damn ball, and let your defense do what they do. So
yeah, absolutely.
So let's go on to work. This is the playoffs. This is the wild card round.
Yep.
We're playing Saturday night at 8 on Peacock. I'm going to renew my membership so I can watch the game.
Yep. We already got it, so we've been.
$6. I'm going to go ahead and pay for it.
Yep.
So let's do this.
Okay. So first game is Cleveland Browns at Houston.
Cleveland Browns at Houston. Okay,
Yep.
so here's the funny thing about this game is Houston's got a really talented young quarterback.
Yeah.
The Browns have got a badass defense, and they got a veteran quarterback back in Flacco who's won a Super Bowl before. So I'm, but then they're playing it, and Houston's like this is such a toss up. Like this is like a 3-point game either way.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go with the Browns.
I don't know about a 3-point game because the last time they played was Christmas Eve, December 24th. the Browns beat them 36-22.
Oh, really?
So, I mean,
Well,
I'm thinking it's going to be by at least a touchdown, maybe 10 points. I'm going to have to go for the Browns again. I just think that I really think that they look much better. I mean, the Browns, their defense is number one. So
yeah.
I just, the Texans offense is a little bit better, but I just have that feeling that the Browns are going to pull that one off.
Right. All right. So I'm going for Browns too. We're not doing the points thing. I'm just going in my head what I think. But
Yeah.
we say the point things, but we're just gonna pick the winners here.
Oh yeah. Okay. Now we've got the Dolphins and the Chiefs. We're both 11-6. Oh wow, I didn't know the Dolphins offense was number one. But we've got number two defense. Our offense is 9th, their defense is 10th.
Now remember, they played Denver and beat them by 50 points. There's one game where it's like that. You're not going to do that every game.
Yeah.
That's why they're rated number one.
Yeah. I mean, their offense and passing is both first. So, I mean, even with Mahomes having, still the numbers for his season are still really high. So, I mean, he's comparable to, the so-called greats, the GOAT.
Because in between the 20s, they're moving the ball.
Yeah.
Dropping it, turning it over, and put it in the end zone. You guys will win.
Even with all the drop passes, we're still 6th in passing.
Right.
It's crazy. That is crazy to me.
So over 30 drop passes. Just think if you even cut that down to a half.
Oh, absolutely.
To be up number 2 or number 1.
Oh yeah. So I'm definitely picking the Chiefs on this one.
Okay. I got KC as well.
All right, next one is Pittsburgh
and Buffalo, right?
And Buffalo. And Pittsburgh is 10-7. Buffalo is 11-6. I mean, I've got to go on I got to go with Buffalo on this one. I mean, the Bills just have them completely outnumbered in all the stats. I mean, blowing them out of the water. I mean, back in August 19th, though, the Steelers did win 27-15.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for Steelers. I'm gonna go Steelers. I'm gonna go for the upset. I'm going for Pittsburgh, man, and I just think that Buffalo knows how to choke. So
yeah,
for Pittsburgh, not probably within a touchdown here.
Yep. Well, I'll go for the Bills. So, all right, next one is Green Bay at Dallas.
Oh man,
Green Bay is 9-8. Dallas is 12-5. I hate to say it, but I'm going to go for the Cowboys. They've just been playing better. I mean,
well,
the last time they played was November 13th, and the Packers won 31-28. I think that Dallas is gonna.
Here's my thing. Dallas chokes in the playoffs, but I think they're due. I think they're due to get the monkey off their back.
Yeah.
I'm going for the Cowboys as well.
Yeah, I'm going for the Cowboys. I don't see them going much past the first or second playoff game. I really don't think they'll. I'm thinking they'll probably win this one, and I don't think they'll go any further. Because they just never seem to do it. So, all right, next one. Let's see here. We've got We've got the Rams versus Detroit. The Rams are 10-7. Detroit's 12-5. Lions. Last time they played was October 24th, 21. The Rams beat the Lions 28-19. That was a pretty good one. Let me see.
I'm going for Rams. Going out on a limb here that they had the veteran team and they've been there before. They won a Super Bowl in the last 2 years.
All right. Well, then I'm going to go for the Lions. It's to be difficult.
Why do you got to be difficult, man?
I'm telling you. That's what I do.
You
All
do
right.
it. Do it.
Next one. We got Philly Eagles 11-6 and Tampa Bay 9-8.
The Eagles should win this.
The Eagles won 25-11 last time they played back in September 25th of this last year.
I'm gonna go for Eagles.
Yeah, I got to go for the Eagles on this one.
Yes.
I don't see Tampa Bay making it.
Eagles have got to snap out of this funk they're in, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I think the Eagles. I mean, I really think they'll turn it around a little bit. I don't know. I don't really see them going all the way to the Super Bowl, but I think they'll get close. They'll. I think they're going to end up losing it at some point in the playoffs, but I don't think they'll go to the Super Bowl. I mean, that would be crazy if it was the Eagles and Chiefs again. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, nobody expects them to go.
Yeah, that would blow everybody's minds. That'd be great.
That would be great.
To see the Kelsey brothers go out again. Oh, come on. That'd be great.
Yeah, so you picking Eagles?
Yeah, I got to go Eagles on this one.
All righty, next.
That's it.
That's it? Okay.
Yep, 6 games. That's it.
Yep. All right. Well, subscribe, like. Got 22 subscribers. Somehow we got to push that up because it's not getting out there what it needs to be. Because yeah, these other chief stations that are got all these subscribers, and thinking we get another person on here, he'll have his own following, and like I said, I'm going to be talking to one of those other YouTubers I was talking to earlier, and he said he wanted to join us on here on one of the programs. We'll take it from there. But we're not going to give up. We're going to keep on. I would say by next year we're going to start doing Q&As. This is good practice. And so like, subscribe, tell people about us, and
Yep.
Even if you don't always agree with us, if you're nice, we'll have some fun debates. So
Yep.
So go Chiefs. That's all I gotta say.
Oh yeah, go Chiefs. And next season, go Royals. Hopefully they can pull something off this next year.
Right.
Instead of being
we can talk about the Royals every now and then,
Oh yeah.
So.
Well, here in the off season of the Chiefs, it's going to be Royals. Yeah. We'll be talking about the Royals and
sounds good.
Keep that going. So,
ready. Till next time, guys.
Oh yeah. So, thanks again for joining us, everybody out there in Chiefs Kingdom land. Once again, this is me. It's me. I'm Wild Bill, my buddy Chad the Defender. Just keep on keeping on, like, share, and repeat. Help us get on out there. Leave your picks on the comments below on this video. Leave your picks before the games. Let us know who you're thinking. If you beat us on our picks, I'll send you a hat. So take it easy, everybody, and we will holla at you later. Well, we will pick one person to send them a hat. I'm not sending out 100.
It's like you have 10 people, 20 people beat you.
Yeah. So we'll send out a hat for whoever wins, and we'll go from there.
Well, Chiefs.
So take it easy, everybody. Let's have some more chop. Gotta love it. All right, everybody. We will see you next time. Stay safe, stay warm, and we'll holler at you later, guys. Peace.